Have you ever thought that your entire life could change just by understanding a few simple psychological tricks? Tiny things, but with a massive impact. They can help you deal with people better, understand yourself deeper, learn faster, and reach your goals quicker than you ever imagined. Today, on Next Possibility, we're revealing a set of psychological hacks that the most successful people in the world use, often without even realizing it. People who learned how to control their thoughts instead of letting their thoughts control them. People who discovered that success isn't about circumstances, it's about mindset. In this video, we're diving deep into the human mind. We'll explore why you sometimes fail even when you're trying hard, and why you sometimes succeed without even understanding how. We'll learn how to use your mind against itself, to become stronger, calmer, and smarter. Get ready, because what's coming isn't just information. It's a mental weapon that will help you see life from a completely new perspective. Welcome to Next Possibility, the place where every idea could be the turning point of your life. First psychological trick, the law of reversal, how to use your mind against itself. Humans always think the solution to any problem is to try harder. But the truth is, sometimes you have to do the exact opposite. For example, when you can't sleep, most people keep trying harder to fall asleep. They squeeze their eyes shut, toss and turn, and get more frustrated. But psychology says, do the opposite. Get out of bed, open your eyes, and convince yourself that you don't want to sleep at all. Strangely enough, your brain starts to resist you, and suddenly, it wants to sleep. The same idea applies to fear, anxiety, and stress. If you try to push those feelings away, they grow stronger. But when you face them and say, okay, let it happen, your body and mind begin to calm down. That's why people who accept their fears recover faster than those who try to deny them. The key is understanding that your mind isn't always on your side. Sometimes it tries to protect you in the wrong way. And when you learn to outsmart it, you start gaining real control over yourself. Here on Next Possibility, we always explore how to break the invisible rules that control us. Once you understand this law, you'll realize that doing the opposite can become a secret weapon that helps you master your emotions. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or anxious, remember this line. If you want to control your emotions, allow them to control you just for a moment, and watch them disappear. Psychological trick number 2, how to make people like and trust you quickly. In a world full of daily interactions and relationships, the real secret isn't being the most attractive or the richest. It's hidden in small psychological details that influence people's minds without them even realizing it. One of the strongest psychological tricks scientists have discovered is called social mirroring. The idea is simple. When you talk to someone, subtly imitate their small gestures or tone of voice. If they speak softly too. If they smile, smile back. If they sit in a certain posture, mirror it naturally. The human brain automatically interprets this as a sign of connection and understanding, making the other person subconsciously feel comfortable with you. But be careful. This trick only works if you do it naturally. If the other person notices you're copying them, the effect disappears instantly, and they'll think you're being fake. Also, use something called active listening. When someone talks to you, don't just wait for your turn to speak. Really focus and respond with words or gestures that show genuine interest. The brain rewards people who make it feel heard, and that's one of the fastest ways to build real trust. Here on Next Possibility, we always say, true power isn't about standing out. It's about leaving an impact without saying too much. Psychological trick number 3, how to learn anything much faster. If you ask most people what they want, many will say, I wish I could learn faster. Whether it's a new language, a work skill, or just a hobby, the problem isn't intelligence, It's that most people don't know how the brain actually learns. The first secret is something called spaced repetition. It's a scientific method that helps your brain lock in information by reviewing it at increasing intervals instead of cramming it all at once. For example, if you learn a new word, review it after 1 day, then after 3 days, then a week, then a month, and it'll stick in your memory permanently. The second secret is using multiple senses while learning. If you're reading, read out loud, listen to it, write it down, and look at related images. Each sense activates a different part of your brain, making the information sink deeper. Another powerful method is the testing effect. Your brain doesn't just learn by reviewing, it gets stronger when you try to recall information yourself. So instead of rereading, try answering questions or explaining it to someone else. That's how you truly remember it. And finally, the most important secret of all, stay curious and excited. The brain doesn't like pressure, but it thrives on curiosity. The more curious and motivated you are, the faster and more enjoyable learning becomes. Hack number 4, the 5-second rule. Most people spend their whole lives waiting for the right moment, the moment they feel ready, motivated, or full of energy. But that moment never really comes. The truth is, the difference between successful people and those who never move forward is just 5 seconds. Yes, only 5 seconds. When you get an idea, like getting out of bed, starting your workout, opening a book, or talking to someone, you have about 5 seconds before your brain starts talking you out of it. It'll give you excuses. Not now. Wait a bit. When you're ready. And if you let it, the idea dies. The trick is simple. As soon as the thought comes, count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Even if you're not ready, even if it's uncomfortable, your brain will slowly rewire itself to see you as a person who takes action. And that's how you destroy procrastination at its roots. Try it for just a week. You'll be shocked at how much your life changes. Extra 5. The 1% rule. Every day. Some people try to change their entire life overnight. They try to quit a habit, start a business, or forget their past instantly. But they always fail, not because they're weak, but because they're thinking the wrong way. Life isn't a race, and no real change happens suddenly. The truth is, the secret to success isn't making one huge change, but improving yourself by just 1% every single day. If today you read 1 page of a book, tomorrow read a page and a half, then 2 pages, and after a month, you'll find you've finished entire books. After a year, you'll be a completely different person. Power doesn't come from speed, it comes from consistency. Because consistency builds habits, habits build character, and your character shapes your destiny. So take this as a rule in your life. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for small, steady growth every day. The results might come slowly, but they'll take you farther than you ever imagined. The 6th trick, the 10-minute rule. There are so many times when we want to start something important, studying, exercising, writing, or working, but laziness and fear make us say, "I'll start later." But in reality, later never comes. That's where the 10-minute rule comes in. Tell yourself this: I'll just work, study, or exercise for 10 minutes, and if I get bored, I'll stop. The strange thing is, once you start those 10 minutes, your brain suddenly changes. The fear fades, the resistance disappears, and you find yourself going for half an hour, maybe even 2, without even noticing. The secret isn't motivation. The secret is starting. Because the first 10 minutes are the hardest part of anything new. If you can overcome them, you can do anything afterward. So next time you feel like you can't begin, try the 10-minute rule and start. Because small beginnings create great achievements. Hack number 7. The secret of body language. One of the most powerful things that can change your life without you even realizing it is your body language. The way you stand, walk, and move while speaking. All of that affects the people around you. And more importantly, it affects your own mind. Science says that your body influences your mental state just as much as your mental state affects your body. When you stand tall, chest open, head up, your brain interprets that as confidence. It starts releasing confidence-boosting hormones like testosterone and reduces stress hormones. That's why before any tough situation, job interview, or important conversation, take a minute, stand confidently, breathe deeply, and let your body tell the world, "I'm ready." People sense your energy before you even speak, and you'll start to feel like a completely different person yourself. Use your body language wisely, because it speaks louder than any words. Hack number 8. Control your mind before it controls you. One of the most powerful and dangerous psychological hacks that can completely change your life is learning how to control your mind before it controls you. Your mind always tries to protect you, but sometimes it protects you the wrong way. Whenever you try something new, take a hard step, or face your fears, your brain starts whispering, "You can't do this. It's too risky. Don't even try." That's because your mind hates the unknown and always chooses comfort, even if that comfort means staying unhappy or stuck. But the real secret is this: never believe the first thought that comes into your head. Ask yourself, is this fear real? Or is it just my brain trying to keep me safe from change? Every time you face the moment instead of running away, every time you move forward despite the anxiety, your brain learns that fear isn't danger. And that's when you start breaking the limits you thought were impossible. Controlling your mind doesn't mean ignoring your emotions. It means directing them toward growth instead of destruction. Once you master this, you'll finally feel in control of your own life. And you'll realize that the walls that held you back were never out there in the world. They were only inside you. Trick 9. The reverse mind trick. How to control your mind without even realizing it. Many times when you tell yourself, "Don't think about that problem," you actually start thinking about it more. That's because the human brain doesn't understand "don't." It only understands the action itself. So when you say, "Don't think about a blue elephant," the first thing your mind pictures is a blue elephant. So what should you do? The trick is to reverse the message you give your brain. Instead of saying, "Don't think about the problem," say, "Think about the solution that makes me feel better." Instead of saying, "Don't get nervous," say, "Stay calm and focus on yourself." The brain responds much better to positive commands, and it actually starts guiding you in the direction you want. What's even more interesting is that you can use the same trick on other people. If you want someone to do something, sometimes the best way is to suggest the opposite. Like when you tell your friend, "You probably can't do that," and suddenly they're motivated to prove you wrong. That's because the human mind has a built-in instinct called the need to prove itself, and it automatically reacts when someone doubts its abilities. In short, if you want to control yourself or a situation, learn how to use reverse psychology, not through force, but through smart thinking. Trick number 10, the mirror mind trick. How to program yourself for confidence and strength. Without anyone's help, most people wait for life to give them motivation. They wait for others to praise them or say, "You can do it." But the real secret to mental strength is learning to build that motivation from within. Every morning, before your day begins, stand in front of the mirror, look straight into your own eyes, and say out loud with a serious tone, "I can. I deserve it. Today will be different." At first it might feel silly, like you're lying to yourself, but if you keep doing it for just 1 week, you'll start to notice your brain actually believing it. Scientifically, this isn't nonsense. The human brain can't truly tell the difference between reality and repetition. If you repeat a thought out loud while looking yourself in the eye, that thought becomes part of your identity. That's why top athletes, politicians, and successful entrepreneurs start their day with affirmations like these. The mirror isn't just a piece of glass, it's a tool to reprogram your subconscious mind. Every time you look at yourself and say, "I can," You're planting the seed that will one day grow into the strongest version of yourself. In the end, remember this: you don't need the whole world to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself first. People might doubt you, situations might break you, but as long as there's that small voice inside saying, "Keep going," know that you're still in the game, and you still have the power to change everything. Every time you look in the mirror and say, "I can," you're declaring war on every doubt, every fear, and every failure that once tried to stop you. You're telling your mind, "I'm in control, I'm rewriting my story." Success isn't measured by how many times you've fallen, but by how many times you've decided to stand up again. No hero was born strong. They simply chose not to give up. And if you understand this trick and practice it every day, you'll realize that confidence isn't something you wait for from others. It's a fire you build inside yourself. Let the mirror be your daily training ground. Every morning, every word, every look at yourself matters. Because the day you look in the mirror and see someone different, that's the day you'll know you created your own greatness.